Hello everyone, how you all doing? Hope you all had a good weekend and I had a great weekend and thank you for all the support. We have a new week today, new months today, so we have to be very cautious about that. And price action is pretty massive. I'm not sure how many of you actually thought that we're gonna have a gap up day. We're gonna open up with a major gap up, because that's what I felt on Friday, end of the day, because the market was making new higher highs and higher lows. I kind of felt like it's just a prediction. It's not something that we should move along with that and make a trade, but just a thought I had. And I was like, okay, it is possible, but I did not register that thought in anywhere on any of my socials. But definitely, it's we are actually opening up around 700 points on Dow. So we closed around 52,700 700s now. 53,300, so that's a major gap up, and plus the previous week high and equal high, which is 53,120, was acting as a strong resistance for the last couple of weeks. So but now we opened above this level and we are actually holding that as a support now, so resistance turned into support. So the downside from there is, like, we have a major gap down to fill. We have a ISM press release at ISM manufacturing data at 10 o'clock within next two minutes, so that's there. So far I don't see any structure that tells me that I could enter a trade. Definitely, it is good to look for the longs. So we have a new monthly candle forming here. So definitely, it's a good idea to look for longs here. But only if we get a good confirmation on the downside, good confirmation structure on the downside, for downside bearish structure, then we can go short. But so far we are looking at a sideways price action. But what is very interesting on top of this is that we are the Mag 7 is trading absolutely insane this morning, because they are all looking like want to go to moon. Because what's happening in Meta is basically recovered the entire gap down from the earnings. So if you look at Meta here, Neha had a major gap down from the earnings around 586 candle. So we have we are trading above the 586 590 range. So this is very good, and this is going to be a retest rejection here for the downside. So definitely we need to be very cautious. But the way price moving today on Meta is not I would not look for a fast market structure for downside yet. It's very aggressive, but if you want to take a short swing trade, you can start a position here and try to hold it for a couple of days. But we need a structure for sure. But we are just above that Meta opening range, and we can now monitor this to see if we can get a structure to go long. So SPY is breaking out of the pre-market high and now has a new high for the day. So that is SPY. Microsoft is also trading amazing. Microsoft, if anybody remember, Microsoft was around 380 zones couple of from last month. And now beautiful recover. So this is where Michael Berry started accumulating too. So this is where we got a press release saying Michael Berry had gone long on this. So I was actively looking to go long on this. Definitely, I'm just a beginner trader. I do not have any portfolio. But definitely this is a very good structure to go long, and look how it is trading almost 350 354 like it's amazing. 130 points range within let's say 6 months, within 2 months. So that's amazing. So that's Amazon. Amazon is next on my list. So Amazon is also very strong. It's having a very impulsive candle here, and Amazon had very good earnings. So about two, we were looking around 260 for like a good structure, and above that 260 we gonna look. We are basically creating new all-time high on Amazon. So Amazon is good. So that's really good. Okay, not big impact on this market reading. It's pretty solid and sideways. So the structure is not here yet. My takeaway. So this is actually a good way to go long here. Look, it is going up. It is good way to go long here. I took a long here. Nice. I saw a structure. My structure should be somewhere around here 250. So it is good. In regards to my profit target, I have let me take small because the price is very aggressive, so I might take a small lot off. Yes, I took 5 off. So my target would be like around 53,400. So 53,400 is my target. So I have 5 more lots here. 5 more. I'm holding 5 more lots. My target is 53,400. So this is where I need to be patient and see if I get a retest. But it is definitely volatile here. We are pushing to upside. We are breaking out of the pre-market high, and this is good. We are breaking out of the pre-market high, and we have a candle opening above this pre-market high. So this is very important. We can if we wanted to trim, and if we wanted to have a small lot size, I can do that too. Just not to giving the entire, not expecting to run there, because another 30 points from here to my target. So I'm only having two I'm having 2 lots for long. So I'm having 2 more. So my total, you can see my total 160, and I have 2 more to take profit. And my stop will be breaking even. I want to break even here, so I want to break even here. So definitely I'll keep my stop as my break even. This is where we can look for entries. Definitely this is where you want to look for entries. But now, okay, yeah, so this is where the retest zone of that breakout from that opening range high and pre-market high. So we can this is where the retest gonna happen. Look how beautifully we retested. That's amazing. We retest. I did not put a stop there yet, but amazingly we perfectly retested that level, and let's see how we can move from here to the 53,400 price range price target. We are 5 minutes into the new data release, so we have 5 minutes from the data release. So we were trading sideways, and now we got some move to upside. Now it's pullback time, so we need to, this is a very aggressive pullback, so we need to be very cautious on how we gonna manage this trade. I will take this down now. I will cut it off. Not yet, not ready to cut it off yet. So I was thinking to cut off, not cutting off, but definitely not cutting off yet. Because I'm actually seeing a structure in 5 minutes candle time frame. So I wanted to see if we are retesting that 52,000 53,300, because 53,300 is right here. This is the major breakout. This is where we started this breakout, so that is where I should, like, if I want to give more breathing room, that's where I'm gonna have my stop. But definitely we are coming back to that level. Yes, so that 53,300 retest. Now it's now we have to see how we're gonna move from here. So we took the next pivot, and that's if we take above that 53,340, that is a good confirmation. That's the market structure shift. Yeah, above that 340 is a market structure shift that gives us a good conviction, saying that market is going to go towards towards the next pivot, which is the high of the day. So 53400, yes, we have taken that out. Now we are above that 53,340s, retesting that level now. Interesting. We need to hold this, but we are not holding. That's interesting. Well, this is a one tick candle time frame, so 100 ticks. So if I bring this to 1 minute, it's beautiful, nice. Yeah, that same thing on the 1 minute also. 53,340 is very important. Now we need to get a candle, 1 minute candle above that level. So okay, we're too much rejection at that level. You see, we are back to back. We are rejecting that 53,340s. But remember, the price has already moved way away from the previous day close. So to get our price target, I do not want to marry to my price target and hold on to this till thinking that's gonna go hit the fourth rise 53,400 during the fast market. You can retest on during the power hour too. So we don't know, we don't know how long we're gonna take to retest to test that 53,400. So Okay, we are pulling back to again at the 53,300 range. I'm gonna cut down my trade from here. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna flatten my trade. It's good. Let it be. I am flattened, and I gave back almost $18, but I'm super happy for the fact that I was able to scale out as we make new highs of the day. So I only had two runners. I held it for my price target, but then it came back to my stop loss, and it is trying to break that stop loss, but I had had a mental stop loss only, but I just don't want to get my mind exhausted here. Are we holding or are we not holding? But 53,040 is very key level here. So if you get that, then you can look for next pivot, which is the high of the day. So as we talked, now we are building a pivot there. So we are building a pivot like equal highs there on the 1 minute time frame. So we are not able to break that, so that we have to be very careful here. If you are long, we want to be very careful here. So if it's going to be a downside, if you want to take like a short from here, the structure is basically, this is how the structure gonna work in the 1 minute time frame. On the higher time frame, we have the pre-market high and the high of the day, which is 53,330s and 53,070s. That's the zone. But for shorts, we wanted to see if we can break below this opening range low. That's the higher conviction play. So if it's a short day, then we're gonna break each pivot to downside. So the 53,300, a 5 minutes candle below that 53,300, then we have to look for that 53,200. So 53,300 and 53,200. If you get 5 minutes candles below these two levels, then we are looking at retesting the opening range low. What is important for me is to keeping my goal very easy to achievable, because today for the whole week I made a plan that because I had a good week, back to back 2 good weeks, I just don't want to become very aggressive and keep my same mentality, because my performance is based on my mental strength, but also I need to see how the market is going to react. So today I made my goal for the whole week. I made a goal to start, let me try to make Monday I try to approach the market as a warm-up day, to kind of get an idea of what is the market is doing, kind of understand what is, if we are trading above the previous week high or below the previous week low, what is the price range from the previous week high or low. That's the main idea. So I will try to figure that out. So I made a goal of making it very simple. I kind of wanted to get a small target, so which was $100. I wanted to make $100 just to see if I can achieve that. So now I have made that $100. So that's very important, because this is where I'm building a habit. I'm telling my body so that every time I keep a goal very simple and achievable, I can I can reach it. So very important about 25k challenges that 25k challenge is very easy if you are trading uh, like market structure shift or change of character. So you can definitely make good profit because you're trading in smaller lot, and you're managing your risk, and you're only trading one lot size and one instrument, and one time frame for entry, and one set strategy. So if everything is one, so you just need one good trade. You don't need many trades. If that one good trade, you just have to manage it for you to make the to reach your goal. So I'm glad that I made this amount today. This $100, I was thinking I should be even okay making $100, because what happened is when I started this challenge, I wanted to break this challenge into small piece by piece, because this way I should be able to build some mental strength and good habits. Because every time what I notice that when I have a plan like this, along some time, first week, 2 weeks, I will tweak the plans, I will tweak the goal. So, and I will get distracted, and maybe I will start a new, because I have a good win rate, and I was retweak my plans, and I have one goal, but I retweak my goal, then that has some issues with my P&L. So this time I said, like, my final goal is to pass this challenge. So for me to pass this challenge, I have to keep the same plan, achieve it piece by piece. $100 a week, let's achieve it small piece by piece. So that's the mentality I have for the third week. So this is still not funded. I have a good win rate now. It's still not funded, but the only thing I have building is to build good habits and good execution, and trying to patiently wait for those my setup. So those are the skills that I am building. The rest, the P&L will be the next. So because if I do this everything accordingly, the results will come in the numbers. So numbers cannot lie. So every time I can go back to my journal, I can say that every time I stayed patient, every time I wait for my setup, I am profitable. So why don't I just stick to that plan? So that is working, that is repeatable, very easy to do it. So that's the strength, that's the mentality I'm building right now. So very easy. Like if you bring your goals to a small piece by piece, and you will start developing new habits, because every new habit requires 20 to 90 days. So if you can develop a habit, and every new habit that you develop will open up the neural pathway to develop some other new habits that's coming along. So habit building is very important for me. I understood that. So I'm sticking into to building new habits. So yeah, right now we are getting that 53,200. I don't know if you're gonna get that. 53,200. Okay, we are below that now. 53,300. We are below 53,300. This is 1 minute time frame. So interesting. So this is the market mechanics, because market actually got everybody looking for longs. Now as we made new longs, we are chopping sideways. So and now we are pulling back. So these are market mechanics. We need to understand that we cannot expect the market to move the same way every day, because accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. If you see here, there's going to be the manipulation. If you trade below this opening range high, then that's definitely going to distribute to the downside. So we have to be very careful here. So this 53,250 is the key level here. 53,250 is the key level. This is not gonna act as a strong intraday support. It might not. If it does, it's good for longs, but if it doesn't, then we have a higher probability to go short. So we are here. The hourly candle is interesting because hourly candles has a bottom wick here and the top wick on top. So this is a very interesting hourly candle close the first hourly candle. So it's a beautiful bottom wick. But on the other side, on the time frame 5 minutes, we are slowly crawling back up, but that 53,250 on YM is very important. It would be nice if you can stay long and see if we can get a break of this previous week high retest rejection. Then if we get a close below this level, it will be amazing. It would be very amazing if we can get a close below this, that for shorts. But still now we are not seeing any structure for shorts yet. So price is just trading sideways. So we have to be patient if you're trading YM right now. So on the other side we have, okay, so now the meta is flat after rejecting that earnings high for 590. Now we are seeing a rejection of that 590 zone. So now we have to see if we can get a structure on the higher time frame for a swing trade for downside, because when we have a bad earnings, we wanted to see a structure for take a trade on the retest of that particular rejection. So then we can take a swing trade and hold it for a couple of days. So that is there, but the price action is pretty strong to upside. Now we have retested rejection on the earnings report levels. Same thing on Microsoft is amazing. Microsoft, okay, so Microsoft is around 490. So from 390 zone, Microsoft from 390s during the lows, we traded sideways for a couple of days on Microsoft, on the retest. So if you see, we retested around on March 27th 350 zone, and we went back up, and we had about $100 move. The same thing, we retested that 350. That's when we saw Michael Berry adding his going long on that Microsoft, and press release on that. So we saw that, and now we can see that on the price from 350 we are making to 480. Amazon definitely having a new all-time high. That's interesting. So this Microsoft small hold from back in end of June can give us 100 points, because we have the structure that's telling us that this is on the daily also. This is a beautiful reversal structure. So this is a very beautiful trading reversal structure from the lows. SPY is continually making new highs as we speaking. Yes, now we are closing below that 250. Let me see what kind of candle we are getting that below 250 range. Okay, so 250 is getting rejected here. Interesting. 53,250 is getting rejected. If we get this is nice. If I get, okay, there is not an inverse. Okay, so the inverse fair value gap we need is below 53,250, because if you say that the candle that was very bullish, we need to get an inverse fair value gap here for us to go short. So I use 5 minutes for entry confirmation. For the shorts, on the top projection, I do not see a higher probability 5 minutes conviction on the 5 minutes time frame. So that's why I've not taken a trade on the sideways. I do not like to trade on the sideways price action is not my is not a trade strategy. I have it in my playbook. So I used to have it, but as I grow, I only wanted to trade a higher probability setup. So I do not like to trade on the sideways. So this is a beautiful sideways, because what is very important here is when we reject this, when this small box, the sideways box, we're gonna get a beautiful confirmation that is gonna be like something like this. We come here, break downside, get a rejection on the opening range low and go down. This is where I want to see my my entry. This is where I want to see on my 5 minutes for an entry. So that is an opening range entry. So this is a lot of people trade opening range breakout on 15 minutes or 30 minutes. So 15, we are almost an hour into the market, but again, so when we trade within a box, we will trade out of that box and we will get a rejection. Sometimes the rejection can be somewhere here too, and rejection retest can come from here, and we can trade from here too. But you just need a lot of practice to kind of understand where to put that stop loss when we reject, because this could be something like a sweep, right? So we have to be very we have to have a lot of practice on that too, and you need to kind of get like a candle confirmation, candle types or fair value gap to see if where to put your stop loss. So now on the 5 minutes, you can see that we have a fair value gap here to downside. We wanted to see how this 5 minutes candle is closing. This is like a big fair value gap. So this is gonna be good for a short. We can start taking a small position. So I'm going two lots I'm gonna be adding. So next, obviously I know price is gonna come back, price is gonna reverse from here, definitely 53,170 price can reverse, or price can reverse from here, but I'm only using this fair value gap as my exit. So the above this fair value gap candle, I will have my stop. So I'm just entering because I see a fair value gap on the 5 minutes. Yes, price can reverse from here, because this is where we actually traded from the mornings. We traded from here 53,180s. We traded from here. Now price can go up, but I'm only entering because this price fair value gap, because I wanted to see if this support can be breached to downside. That's the only intention here. Very interesting. Okay, we can put our stop here. Yes, very obvious level. Very interesting. One thing that's coming back to my mind is like we don't necessarily have to trade in this sideways price action, because we, even though we have this fair value gap, I we can also expect this fair value gaps to taken down and go back up, go up back and retest the high of the day, right? So it is also possible, because we are trading within this price range. Higher probability short entry would be definitely the low of the day break, but this is, I just taken it because I like to take a trade on the 5 minutes fair value gap. So, and 250, I saw a 250 acting as a strong support, previous fair value gap. Now we have an inverse fair value gap, that's why I took a trade to downside. So now it's important for me to kind of understand if this 5 minutes candle is going to keep trading below that 250. That means that is good for me to stay patiently on this trade to watch for the break of previous week high plus the opening range low of the day. And also when you get that like a structure from the premium area, discount area, that's where you can put a lot of a big size. Right now the size is 2 lots, so that is also good, good confirmation to add more at that point. Right now we are just taking a small slot because we are trading inside this inside this sideways section. So I'm still waiting. So back to back candles below this 250 range. Okay, let's see what I have. Okay, SPY is still making new highs. The last high was 755 on the previous 5 minutes candle. So SPY is interesting. SPY really wanted to try that 758 maybe. And okay, Meta retest that fair value gap on 5 minutes and going back to retest this high of the day, 594. Microsoft pulling back because these tickers have a very solid structure here for longs to hold for the longest time. So these are very high probability structure here, so it is not good idea to short these ones yet. Because these you want to trade options, and there is no you don't want to take a trade on these ones yet, because if you look at the geeks, and they are also going to have a lot of premiums attached to the geeks. So okay, I want to see a candle below 53,200. The 53,200 is the key for us to test the 53,100 range. I need to get a candle below 53,200. So that is very important here for my trade to work. Until then, it's just holding and watching the price action to see how this the structure is going to get built. If you see the volume profile, there is so much volume traded between this sideway price action. And the below 53,300 250s is very low volume, so there is volume needs to be there is a lot of orders needs to be filled in this price range. That's another way to convince myself to say that I can hold longer, because there's a 5 minutes fair value gap, plus the volume shelf look very thin on below this 53,200. Okay. On the DIA is the ETF for the YM is doing the same thing. We are rejecting 53,004 sorry 530 40s is on. So if you look here, we are trading below this range, so we are trading below one of the key levels, 530. Very important for me here is to to see that I did not add anything at the retest rejection of that fair value gap, because I did not, because my whole plan is to see this 50 to get a bigger time frame, bigger structure on the opening range low. So once that is taken down, then I will add. So far I'm not adding because I wanted to add based on my setup, my strategy, but now we actually taken that low. Now my higher probability setup is to look for what's happening below that opening range low.
we are 34 minutes away from the London market close. So sometimes we get some moves around after the London market close. So we but doesn't mean if you get a structure there, then you can take a trade. So I'm thinking there is something here interesting here because if you see here, we have a higher high at 9 o'clock at 53,280 zone. 53,300 zone higher high, then we pull back to the 53,120 at the open. So that is the higher low, the first higher low here. So for a market to to totally reverse this structure, we need to get a first change of character here. The first change of character is the only hourly. On the 5 minutes first, we wanted to see a candle below this 53,000 hundreds. That is going to be your first change of character. So once that change of character, you get a confirmation below that you have a change of character for the bearish, then you have to okay. So on the higher time frame, the next pivot is around 53,000. 53,000 is the next structure. So that is the second structure. This becomes your the higher conviction, because if you get a candle below this 53,000 range, that means basically the gap fill to downside is definitely possible, because we have taken two pivots. So the first pivot is your change of character. Then you see when we change the reversal here, when the trend changed below this, we can see if you're gonna get a rejection here and rejection of this higher low, then we can kind of see if we are creating a lower low and lower high. So once that created, then once that structure is built, now we are going to look for what is going to happen at 53,300. So if you even break the 53,300, that becomes your market structure shift. So because market structure shift is like a lot of algorithms picks up that, a lot of algorithms are built to pick up market structure shift. So that's when we can see some volume volume, and that's a higher conviction and higher probability reversal pattern. So that is going to be possible too. So if you are watching right now, I would really appreciate if you subscribe to my channel and put a like. So this gives me motivation to come back and do live stream every day. So I really appreciate this. So a lot of traders are trapped here because now the buyers and the sellers are battling here, because if you are trading sideways in this box, you're probably trying to go long here, right? Because you saw price reacting at when we retested that 53,180, right? So to 180 range, because that's what happened every time it retested. This morning it went back and created new highs. So now the buyers and sellers are battling right now this zone. So that is why we have, look, the 5 minute candles were like trading downside, but when we reach this level, now we are trading to downside, right? Sideways. So this is a battle zone. Like the buyers and sellers are trying to understand which way they wanted to push this market. So they are actually they are actually trapped, because my market always want to trap people, take the weaker one out, and before it makes a bigger move. So that's how market mechanism work. They wanted to always take the weaker traders out. That's why Trump is really good at it, because he's really good at manipulating, and the one who's trading with a higher probability, with more data, they are the ones they are winning. So now we are getting a candle below a 5 minutes candle close, basically kind of open below that range, and we are trading sideways. So I really need to 180 is very important here, because 180 we need to get a candle below 180, and then also as we look for the change of character below 53,120. So we are getting some move towards the opening range low. We are Assalamu alaikum, Mujib.
Walaikum salam.
How are you?
Good.
Good.
நல்லா இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங்காக போயிட்டு இருக்கு.
Yeah.
நிறைய மூமெண்ட்ஸ் நிறைய இருக்கு.
ஆமாம், like lot of movements today.
Yeah, exactly. I can see that. அதனால தான் வந்து இதில் ஜாயின் பண்ணலாம்.
Oh yeah, I like you joining on the meeting. We can have a discussion.
Yeah, exactly. Like I can see that there is a lot of movements in the market, and the momentum
Yeah.
and volume கூட like in ஒரு particular pointல வந்து there is huge volume instead of like volume is uh, மற்ற like
ஆமாம்
other daysல வந்து volume வந்து spread out ஆகி பார்ப்போம் நாம,
ஆமாம்
but today I see that like volume is like concentrate fully concentrated on like one area.
I think you're correct, because if I look at the market profile here, I would expect by end of today the market profile will look like a P-shaped market profile. So the most volume will be volume would be traded on the top. So right now, look at this at the top. We have the most volume traded. So that is where I would see the value area high and point of control, and based on like we have the whole day to trade. So but definitely you're right, because the volume is traded on the top, so we should be expecting a p-shaped profile, by end of today.
Screen share
oh, okay, 1 minute. Can you see the screen?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay. So I'm in a trade right now. I took a short, so I'm holding it. I'm trying to see if I can add something into this trade, Purida.
How many lots?
I took 2 lots, because 2 lots. We were trading sideways, but I took a lot in the middle of that price range, because you do not want to join in the middle, because that's. But I joined in the middle for a short because there was a 5 minutes fair value gap. So I told myself I will be adding to this position later on if I get a higher breakout, because if I want to see that 53,120, we remember we're talking about 53,120 since we started trading together, right? For almost 2 weeks that's been getting rejected. Now it's acting as a support, so that is I wanted to see. I'm gonna take one off, because as we are speaking, I just don't want that to that's a strong rejection in the past, right? So I'm expecting that to get rejected and go back down to retest that, right? Retest that, fill that gap. So that's what I'm expecting, but for that I need to see a change of character. So change of character basically means we are getting a 30 minutes or 1 hour candle below this 120 range,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. How's weekend? Did you end up going somewhere?
I think we just went out for a dinner yesterday.
Okay.
Somewhere in Pola.
Okay.
Yeah, and then on Saturday evening, today is Monday, right? So on Saturday evening, we went to downtown.
Okay.
Again, that's like almost like around 8-9 p.m.
Ah.
So just for a few minutes, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, just for an hour, and then that's it.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't get to go, man. Every weekend I've been going outside, so this weekend I just used rain as an excuse to stay. I just went to my parents' house, and that was it. Do you remember the market profile shapes? We didn't have a bigger discussion on that, but we had a very fundamental discussion, I think.
Yeah, you told me about the B shape, P shape.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. B, D, and
This
P.
one looks like a P shape. Like,
Yeah, definitely gonna be P shape if we break that 120. If you break that 120, it will be a P shape for sure. Yeah.
so if it breaks that 120, you're saying it's gonna be like P or B for
PP like a Peter because
okay.
right now because this volume the volume shelf is just facing the candle, right? You have to read it as the opposite side. So right now it's like a B shape, like a Bravo right now, because we are trading sideways. So the value low is somewhere around 120 130 is where the value low. But if you break that value low, then and if there is a lot of volume to downside, then definitely I don't think we can slowly sideways. I don't think we're going to slowly sideways to the lower side, but we will be having some aggressive volume, and I will expect that to be a P shape. But right now we have a B shape. Like if you take this to put it on the other opposite side, it will be like a B shape. Yeah. B shape is very good though. When you break out of the B shape on the higher time on the higher value high or value low, it is we will have more whichever the side that takes out, we will have the probability of that side will be very high on the B shape. It's one of my favorite because I have collected so much data, and the B shape and D shape breakout is something I really like. But P shape breakout, sometimes if it's a P shape and if you see a breakout to upside from the top, then we will have a multi-day running for long,
look like a reversal.
Yeah, this zone, the 120 zone is very important zone, because we were rejecting for so much time, and I was expecting we need a bigger catalyst for to break to upside, right? So I'm gonna flatten that now. Yeah, I will flatten it. Yeah, I will flatten it and be risk free now. Yeah, I can flat that now, and because I'm not trying to trade for the whole day today, right? And so what I was trying to say is, if you break to the upside, then I can take another trade, right? Break to downside, we can take a shot. But this level needed a catalyst. We had a major catalyst, major volatile week last week, plus this weekend we have some geopolitical events easing out the war situation. So that is I think this is the third deal that ceasefire deal they are having within this 110 days of war, right? So we definitely needed a catalyst for that to break. So we have the catalyst. So now if we keep on making new highs on the daily, we can look for all-time highs, new all-time highs. Okay, so my trade is out here. Yeah, 120 this pivot. I like the broker fee on my funded futures. Their broker fee is pretty reasonable. So the trade commission is pretty reasonable. There's a Tradify as the most broker fee, and that like for the each trades, each lot size. இது நல்லா இருக்கு. It looks like you want to go back up. Okay, one. I take one trade to long. Hey Mujib,
சொல்லுங்க சொல்லுங்க சொல்லுங்க.
என்னண்டா எவ்வளோ நேரம் அவைலபிள் நீங்கள் இன்றைக்கி?
இனி நான் மோஸ்ட்லி அவைலபிள் தான், எதுவும் எனக்கு பிளான் இல்லை.
Okay, okay. So we're gonna stick into this trading.
ஷூர் ஷூர்.
Okay, okay.
அப்படி ஒரு சூப்பர் உட்காரலாம் கண்டிப்பாக.
Okay, okay.
ஈவினிங் தான் எங்கேயாவது வாங்க.
Okay, I don't have anything to just.
இப்போ ஒன்று பை பண்ணியிருக்கீங்க.
Oh yeah, நான் லாங் போனேன் பட் ஒரு ஃபேர் வேலி கேப்ஸ் அந்த மாதிரி இருந்துச்சு, அது வரல. ஸோ there's no fair value gap now. I'm just trying to trade this box now. And then the high of the day and lower of the day retest அப்போ லோவில் இருந்து நான் லாங் பாவ் பார்க்குறேன். அந்த அனாலஜியில் தான் இருக்கிறேன். பட் இந்த ஸ்ட்ரக்சரும் இல்லை. அந்த லாங் போகிறதுக்கான ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் was there but it got invalidated. So நான் சும்மா ஹோல்ட் பண்ணி you see it's going downside. Might have to cut it down. We can also see Mujib. Hey, can you hear me? So
இன்ஷா ப்ரோ நம்ம வந்து ஒரு ட்ரேட் எடுத்திருக்கோம்ல, ஒரு ஷார்ட் ஒன்று எடுத்திருக்கோம், சாரி லாங் எடுத்திருக்கோம். அதை வந்து நம்ம அதை ப்ராஃபிட் புக் பண்ணுற டைமில் ஐ மீன் நம்ம கான்சென்ட்ரேஷன் அதை வந்து இப்போ ப்ராஃபிட் பண்ணுற மாதிரி இருக்கும்ல, அது பண்ணுற டைமில் டு யூ திங்க் வி வில் மிஸ் எனி அதர் ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டிஸ் ஃபார் லைக் யூ நோ தட் கோஸ் இன் த ஆப்போசிட் டைரக்ஷன் ஆர் புரியுது நான் என்ன சொல்கிறேன்னு?
புரியுது. ஆனால் அது பண்ண முடியாது பிகாஸ் தட்ஸ் கால் ஹெட்ஜிங். It's called hedging because I can open up one more instrument and take a short on the other side because inge long pora innoru instrument la short pola because that's called hedging and prop firms doesn't allow you and it's a rule violation. So if they find you, they have a system to find that, and if they find you doing that, will be considered as you breached one of the rules, but it's a good question before as a beginner that trying to trade in prop firm is a very good question. You should not be thinking about doing it because it's against the rules of prop firms, and it's also rules against the CME. So CME is the body that oversee this all entire prop firm trading and everything,
But like அது இப்போ now we are trying to make profit from this particular but அடுத்த வேற ஏதாச்சும் opportunities வந்துச்சுன்னா at that point we may have to sell this, அதாவது இத நம்ம இது பண்ணதை வந்து செல் பண்ணிட்டு we have to start a new trade.
ஆமா, the opposite direction, but we need to close this trade first.
Yeah.
So if I can open another instrument, let's say S&P 500, I cannot go long short here because the structure doesn't tell me to go short here, but I'm just saying even if I do it, it will consider as a breach. If I can do that on gold is fine because gold is not part of the these things, like I think gold is fine. I have to look into it, but I don't trade gold. So this is the gold indicators. Yeah, it's also showing similar setup. Purida, this is gold chart. This is also showing like an head and shoulder. Price moved all the way up because of this weekend news. The weekend we had some good news.
The war. Okay.
Yeah. Oh no, this is on the daily time frame. So let me go back to small time frame. Yeah, it is going to be short. And you see. And you see. This one doesn't have one.
So we are breaking even.
Yeah, a little bit of volume came in here. But just one candle, we need a candle like a 5 minutes candle above this 53,200 or 1 minute 5 minutes candle on the vandichinu we can think that we're gonna go retest the 250, 200, 270. Then after 270 we can try 273, 300. After 300 then we have the opening high, high of the day retest. If that's the case, then we have a B shape profile, because I'm talking about the profile without the pre-market price action. So just this above after this, you see the red candle. This like behind this red candle is the pre-market price action, right? So I'm not taking that into my my market profile. I'm only taking the market hours for my market profile. So if I trade that way, right now it's B shape, but if I break that next candle low, then I can expect it to be a B shape, a P shape market profile. This is all the crazy move from the pre-market. Look, from 3 in the morning, I took a trade around last night 12:45 before I go to bed. So I was trying to go long here, but my stop was around here, around 52,090s, 890, 52,890s. But I just didn't want to have that stop and lose $50. So I'm like, when I lost $8, I'm like, I don't want to leave this trade. I just want to close this trade and go back to sleep peacefully and wake up with a lot of mental power. So I closed that trade, but look what happened. We retested a fair value gap below that, and we made a massive move up. Huge move. Yeah.
How many lots did you take?
The last night I took just one lot. I just wanna, like, because it's Monday, I just wanna refresh my trading mentality. So I took my trade and I was just journaling it to see what is happening. So that way I'm just kind of warming up, right? Because Mondays I always take it slow. It's like I take Monday as a warm-up day to kind of see where the market is opening, and then the following days I'll try to get a clear picture for the following remaining days,
Yeah.
We are not getting some aggressive follow through. We are not getting any aggressive follow through. So we retested the low of the day, but not like aggressive follow up. Like, we are not getting any follow through. So Just market is just working with the premiums. I think the premium on all these stocks are pretty elevated, super elevated for sure. The way that's trading from this morning is pretty very elevated. The premium of each options are very elevated right now. Now is the market to do some corrections today or later today. Then only we can look for like rebalancing and take another trade. So if you see the premiums on Netflix, so Netflix is just $1 up. Oracle is $8 up, 5% up on Oracle, and Google is $18 up. That's 5.2 also, 5.2% up. CrowdStrike is 2.8%, $5 up. Boeing $10 up, 4.9%. Amazon up 2%, $14. So we have gapped up on all this mega cap instruments or mega cap stocks. So and the premiums on the CrowdStrike is pretty elevated. Nobody wanted IV percentile is around 84.9. This is pretty elevated premiums on CrowdStrike. And the other one, Oracle, is also premiums are pretty elevated. It's around 72.5, and volume index is around 76.5. So it's pretty much everything. Implied volatility is around 76 on Crowd, actually on Oracle. So everything is elevated on Oracle. Okay, but these tickers are just reclaim the 20-day EMA. So all these tickers reclaim the 20-day EMA. So trying to see if any set up anything reclaim 50-day EMA. A lot of tickers. Oh, wow. Nvidia. So London is already closed. London market is already closed. London market is closed at 11:30. Now we are closed. Okay. Mujib, hello. Working with the premiums. I think the premium on Mujib and the என்ன மாதிரி உங்களோட ஐடியா, how you feel comfortable opening up a new challenge?
நம்ம இது சக்ஸஸ்ஃபுல்லாக முடிச்சலாம் இன்ஷால்லா. ஐ ஃபீல் லைக் டெஃபினெட்லி வீ கேன் டூ இட். ஒரு சேலஞ்ச் அக்கௌண்ட் ஓப்பன் பண்ணி
ஓகே ஓகே
தான் தோணுது.
ஓகே. நான் இப்போ இருங்க, நான் இந்த
என்னன்னா பை அட்லீஸ்ட் பை லைக் இன்னும் பை ஆகஸ்ட் வந்து என்னோட ஸ்கெடியூல் கூட கொஞ்சம் ப்ராப்பராக ஃபிக்ஸ் ஆகிடும்.
ஓகே.
பை தென் அதுவும் I was expecting it to be done by fixed by this week.
ஆமாம்.
பட் என்ன அங்கேயும் ஆஃபீஸ்லேயும் கொஞ்சம் டிலே இருக்கிறதுனால, பில்டிங் ஓப்பனிங் டிலே ஆகிறதுனால ஸோ அதுவும் டிலே ஆகுது. ஸோ பை மிட் ஆகஸ்ட் தேர்ட் வீக் ஆஃப் ஆகஸ்ட் வந்து நம்ம என்னோட ஸ்கெடியூலும் ஃபிக்ஸ் ஆயிடும். பை தென் இதுலேயும் இந்த அக்கௌண்ட் சேலஞ்ச் இதாயிரும்ல, ஓப்பன் பண்ணிடுவோம்னு நினைக்கிறேன் மோஸ்ட்.
ஆமாம், மோஸ்ட் லைக்லியா.
இப்போ இன்ஷால்லா. ஸோ அப்போ அதுலேயும் கொஞ்சம் ரிசல்ட்ஸ் செக் பண்ணிட்டு, இப்போ வேற மாதிரி இருக்கும், அப்போ நமக்கு கொஞ்சம் மென்டாலிட்டி வேற மாதிரி இருக்கும்ல.
கொஞ்சம் நீங்கள் ஸ்ட்ரெஸ்ஸாக இருக்கக்கூடாது. நீங்கள் ஏற்கனவே வெளியுள்ள ஸ்ட்ரெஸ்ஸை நீங்கள் சார்ட்டை கொண்டு வந்து அது கூடாது.
ஆமாம், எக்ஸாக்ட்லி. ஸோ அதனால் அதில் எப்படி இருக்குது பார்க்கலாம் நம்ம இன்னும் கொஞ்சம். அது ஸோ ஐ மீன் இந்த மந்த் முடிட்டோம். இந்த மந்த் முடிய வேணாம், மேபி செகண்ட் வீக் தேர்ட் வீக்கில் நம்ம வந்து டிசைட் பண்ணிடலாம் என்ன அப்படின்னு சொல்லி.
ஓகே ஓகே. I just want you to get practice. If it's the case, then I want you to practice on my in the chart. Ingada side irukku, ingada side. In the side I want you to take control and start drawings, start drawings like the marking down the fair value gaps as market moves, அப்போ நீங்கள் கண்ட்ரோலை க்ரூசரை வச்சுக்கிட்டே பார்த்து கொண்டே இருக்கணும், லைக் எங்கே ஃபேர் வேல்யூ கேப் வருதுன்னு, புரியுதா? ஸோ that way you're just building some habits, புரியுதா?
இது ஆனால் இது ட்ரேட் வியூவா இல்லை இது வேற ட்ரேட் வெயிட்டா? ட்ரேடோ வெயிட் .com இது ட்ரேட் வியூவா இல்லையா யூஸ் பண்ணீங்க? ட்ரேட் வியூ நீ எங்கேயுமே காட்ட மாட்டீங்களே.
மேலே காட்டுது ட்ரேடோ வெயிட், அதை சொல்கிறீங்களா?
இல்லை ட்ரேடிங் வியூ இல்லையா இது நீங்கள் யூஸ் பண்ணுறது?
இல்லை இது ட்ரேடிங் வியூ இல்லை. திங்கோ ஸ்விம் இல்லாட்டி அண்ட் ஒரு சைடில் திங்கோ ஸ்விம், மற்ற சைடில் அந்த broker வந்து ட்ரேடோ வெயிட். I think it's a little bit of trading view too.
Okay. அப்போ இந்த ட்ரேடோ வெயிட் வந்து இந்த broker டைரக்டா யூசுவலி ட்ரேடோ வெயிட்ல வந்து ட்ரேடிங் வியூல நம்ம வந்து brokerage கனெக்ட் லிங்க் பண்ணி பண்ணுவோம் தானே, அந்த மாதிரி.
அப்படி இருக்குது, இதுலேயும் இருக்குது, அது கொடுத்துருக்காங்க எனக்கு லாகின்ஸ் எல்லாம் ட்ரேடிங் வியூ. நான் லாகின் பண்ணி பார்த்தேன், லாகின் ஆகுதில்லை. பட் நான் கம்ஃபர்டபுள் ட்ரேடோ வெயிட், அப்போ நான் இதில் ட்ரேட் பண்ணுறேன். பட் ட்ரேடிங் வியூவுக்கும் லாகின் வந்து நீங்கள் சில இப்போ இந்த கம்பெனி கொடுத்துருக்காங்க லாகின்னு. ஆமாம், ட்ரேடிங் வியூ
இப்போ நம்மளோட brokerage வந்து ட்ரேடோ வெயிட் தானே?
ஆமாம். நீங்கள் எது ஓப்பன் பண்ண போலையும் நீங்கள் என்ன broker வேணும், எது கம்ஃபர்டபுள்னு கேட்பாங்க. அப்போ அதை நீங்கள் செலக்ட் பண்ணணும், அதை வச்சு தான் ப்ரைஸும் ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க, அந்த சேலஞ்சோட ப்ரைஸ். I would like to sign off at 12 o'clock actually. I've been trading from 9:30. So 10 minutesல பார்ப்பேன் என்ன மாதிரி நடக்குதுன்னு. காலையில் எழுமிலேருந்து ஃபோனில் தான் இருக்கிறாங்க குழந்தைகள், டிவியில். கொஞ்சம் வெளியில் கொண்டு போயிட்டு விட்டால் தான் என்ன மாதிரி பண்ணுவாங்க.